Anyway, she left for work, praying she did not turn off her mobile data. Then I logged in and saw the phone was nowhere near her workplace. Instead, she was in a neighborhood across town. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I believe my mom is having an affair with her personal trainer. I decided to play detective and got some info. But still not sure, even though I feel pretty confident, although hesitant to tell my dad, a 44-year-old male, since I really am not sure yet. Quite a long title. And a big shout out to Joseph for sending me the story. And guys, all we have here is a story about a young guy. He's only 17 years old. And essentially, he busts his mom cheating on his dad with a personal trainer. And he, which is very good to hear, takes the side of his father, and rightfully so. But 17. And I got to tell you guys, this young kid here, he has a future career as a private investigator. Probably own his own private investigator company and have 10 other dudes working under him. 17. But you're going to see here, guys, that the mother starts having this very strange behavior. She's not acting like her normal self to him. And you're going to see the events that led to her obviously changing her behavior and how he ends up busting her. And you want to talk about a stereotype hooking up with a personal trainer. When I was working at the gym before I started working for myself, let me tell you, there were definitely some dudes that I swear to God were probably hooking up with their clients. Nobody said it officially, but you definitely got the vibe. So, getting into it, he says here, oh, and by the way, he's 17, and so his writing, he could have written this better, but I'm going to do the best I can to piece it together here. He says here, so yeah, I found this out since my mom has started to act weird lately since she started working out. Because she wanted to get into shape about a year ago and worked out maybe once or twice a week. But then she started working out from Monday to Saturday. Imagine that. I tell you guys, there's a lot of signs to tell if a gal's cheating. You know, she's hoarding her phone all the time, guarding it for her dear life, always staying late for work, going out with friends. But another one is when she suddenly out of nowhere makes a drastic transformation of her body. Okay, and I'm not talking because, her doctor said if she doesn't lose weight, she's going to die or anything like that. Just out of the blue, suddenly really getting into her looks, losing the weight, dressing better, growing the hair longer, the makeup, all that. You have to question that, okay, if it's just out of nowhere. And something's definitely up. He says, nothing unusual, but my mom got very fit and she started getting attention from guys as she was increasingly more happy, which my dad had no problem with, and seemed happy that she was happy. Attention and validation, so of course she is more happy, but she's thinking, well, guys are liking me. I guess I still have it. What else can I get? Mom started acting kind of weird, and I asked Dad before I found out, and he felt that Mom had been acting weird, and he brushed it off and says she feels good about herself and generally was happy for her. I'm all for somebody making the decision one day, you know what, I've been overweight for a long time, I'm going to lose the weight and get healthy and fit. I'm all for that because obviously I'm a personal trainer, but he knows something's off. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And yeah, that's great. Notice the husband and father's being, he's happy for her. He's happy she's achieved this. He's happy she's feeling better about herself. That's what a good, loving husband would do. The problem is she takes advantage of this. His mom has been more affectionate, and I was not sure what the hell was going on. And she's not like she's my mom anymore. And almost felt like she switched brains with someone else. It was getting disturbing, and one day I got curious when she said she would be working late, and frankly, it had been bugging me for months. So I decided to bike over one evening to where she was working, and the car was nowhere to be seen. No lights in the building. He says her workplace has 2 floors, and I even checked the local parking garage, every damn floor, no cars. What'd I tell you guys about the suddenly working late thing, huh? So, Mom's not there. Where could she be? I decided to go home, and I could not sleep as this was a Friday and then on Saturday. I confessed to a friend what I might be suspecting, and he suggested I use an iPhone app. I asked Mom if I could borrow her phone one day to look something up, since mine was not charged, and she unlocked it, and I enabled the app, and she had her Apple password stored on the computer. I used to be allowed to rent a movie on there when I was younger, so I knew the password to her Apple account. It's amazing to me how the kids are like these tech-savvy geniuses compared to the parents. Anyway, she left for work, and praying she did not turn off the mobile data that I logged in and saw the phone was nowhere near her workplace. Instead, she was in a neighborhood across town. Well, I don't think she joined a new gym. I don't think she was at a secret work meeting, so where could she be? I Googled the address and found out a man lived there and searched for the name on Facebook, one mutual friend, and guess who? He worked part as a personal trainer at the gym where my mom went. There you go. Talk about a stereotype. Suddenly, she used to go to the gym once or twice a week, he said. Now she's going Monday through Friday or multiple times a week all of a sudden. There you go. Doing the trainer. No wonder she's walking around all the time, walking on sunshine, big smile on her face, giving the boy a kiss and acting different. She's getting sausage after all these years. Now, I was fairly certain that something was not right. I screenshotted to find on my iPhone map and the information, and I still had no evidence she was actually cheating, but I felt I had enough. Young brother. I know he's 17 and still has ways to go, but she's cheating, okay? If she's across town at the trainer's house, I don't think she went there. She's getting a workout, all right, but it's not a gym workout. And even if she wasn't doing anything physically, she's still lying to the family, so she is cheating. He goes on. She had lied to Dad about working late, and what the F was she doing at her personal trainer's place on a Saturday night? Again, now use your imagination, young brother. Should I tell my dad about this and show him what I have now, or do I keep digging because I'm fairly certain she is cheating, but I've not confronted my mom about it? I think the young kid has plenty of information to show his dad. I am, of course, going to tell him that that's the case, but accusing my mom of cheating when I'm not 100% sure. But what other possible reason could she have for lying to my dad and being at her personal trainer's on a Saturday night when she was supposed to be working late? Working late on a Saturday night? Again, back to the whole certain stereotypes of someone cheating. The whole working late thing. And to all who judge me for digging, nope, I'm not sorry. It was bugging me so badly I could not take it anymore. It's amazing how people would judge this kid. There's smoke, there's fire. He wants to know. He feels betrayed. His dad's betrayed. And some people were in the comment sections were giving him a hard time for this. It's ridiculous, but nothing surprises me. Now he provides an update and a final update to his story. As for his update, he says, "Hey everybody, I decided to follow the advice and told my dad and showed him what evidence I had. Mom came home and she decided to let Dad take it from here. She admitted to the affair, and I told my mom what my role was in all this, and I had suspected something was off for quite a while." This young guy's got balls, just flat out. "Yeah, Mom, it was me. I told Dad he was suspecting something was off, but I was the one who told him. Dad was very calm, no yelling or screaming. He just calmly asked her what she wanted. And he says, yes, I was listening. And then she said she wanted to try to save the marriage. Of course she wants to save the marriage, because she has been hurt. And of course she doesn't want to be kicked to the curb and divorced and go through that whole shame. And it's going to get out there that she was nailed the personal trainer. It's easy for the cheater to say, I want to save the marriage. I want to start over. I want a clean slate with us. But when someone is hurt, being cheated on, it's not so easy. And quite frankly, you all know what the dad should do. We all know what he should do. She came up and talked to me, and I admitted my role in all this, and how I suspected something was off for quite a while. I told her I was sorry, but you are acting very strangely and was driving me nuts. Mom just asked why I did all this, and I just responded, funny, I was about to ask you the same thing. Dad does not deserve this, and I said, and she does not, and he does not, and she was sorry. Again, he wrote this kind of weird. Good for this kid for sticking to his guns and defending his dad. And she's like, why would you do this? You're cheating on Dad, Mom. I also explained how her behavior lately was getting on my nerves and how it was bugging me. You were never that affectionate until you started giving me a kiss on the cheek and hugging me, and I wondered if you were taking drugs. So yeah, that was weird for me, and I said, hell, even my friends thought you were acting strangely, and I got questions at school from people wondering what was happening to you. She must have been acting really off for even his friends to notice something was up. Or she must have been the ice queen before. I'm letting them figure out now, and I'm doing okay with this. And if a divorce happens, then it's not going to be a custody issue since I'm turning 18 in December. Thank the Lord for that. So for me, things will not change very much. Dad and I decided to go see a movie later in the evening. We saw Suicide Squad and having seen it, but it was fun seeing it with him. Me and my dad used to go to the movies a lot, and he is a movie buff, and we had not been able to do it because of COVID, so it was fun seeing a movie with him again. You know, the dad seems to be taking this amazingly well, almost like he's not that surprised. Almost like he's like, all right, I finally have an excuse to get rid of her. All in all, my dad's going to be okay, and so am I. Dad made it clear to me that not to be mean to my mom and treat her with respect. She's still your mom, and she loves you. I said, yeah, I said I will, and that was that. Now the final update to how this thing ends. He says, hey, I just wanted to give you a quick update since so many have asked. I'm doing okay, and so is my dad. Mom moved out of the house 2 weeks ago and have not spoken since except for a few texts. She got her own place and told Mom I would stay with Dad even though she keeps asking me to come over for dinner every Sunday. And I just told my Mom I need some time away from her, and she just texted okay back. Dad asked me if I want to stay with Mom this weekend, but I told him no. I'm honestly relieved that she is out of the house. They are still technically married, but they are still divorcing. I told my mom I would be staying with Dad until December when I turned 18, and she agreed. So they are divorcing. Good. Thank the Lord. Again, the way the dad reacted to this whole thing, like it's almost like he was like, thank the Lord, I got an excuse to get rid of her. Because he was so calm about it, and just this, unless he kept his cool in front of his son. Maybe he was bawling his eyes out in the back in his car or in the garage or something and not showing his son that, which honestly is a good thing. But still, it's almost like he's like, whoosh, got an excuse to get rid of the bitch. So that's it. Not sure anything else is going to really happen. I guess my mom wants to stay in touch, but I'm just avoiding her right now. So the most exciting update, that's not an exciting update, but that's what happened. And yes, I'm seeing a therapist since my dad convinced me to speak to somebody. So that was the end of the story there. And what I, again, find very cool is this young kid, number one, his skills at 17 is like he's a detective or PI. And also how he stuck with his old man. You know, he could have, some boys would be like, well, what made my mom do that? You know, and stick with the mom. No, he realizes my dad's awesome. He didn't do anything wrong, and look what she's doing to him. And, you know, a lot of boys could have reacted differently, like, it's my fault they got a divorce now. It's my fault I ruined the family. And no, it's not. It's her fault. She's the one that cheated. And, again, I'm happy to see the dad wasn't stupid and continued on the marriage, and because, again, once a cheater, always a cheater. And look at how she suddenly started losing all the weight, getting the attention from the guys. The next thing you know, she's suddenly staying out late at work, working late on a Saturday night, and she's nailing the personal trainer. There you go. You get guys out there that will suddenly lose a lot of weight and get healthy, and they're doing it often because the doctor told them to, or their wife's nagging at them, but for whatever reason they do, and they're not out hooking up with chicks left and right. They want to live, and they feel good, and have a good life with the family. Some of these gals reach the middle age, they lose the weight, they're looking a lot better, and all of a sudden, what do? Right? Now, does that mean they all do that? Of course not, but sadly, a lot do. So I think it was quite an entertaining story here about the young kid. I'm glad he stuck with his old man. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, guys. And also, if you come across a really good story you'd like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it. I will down the road. And this goes from just your own personal stories, something crazy or unusual in your life, or something you may have found on Reddit, or also a good article. Occasionally, I'll do an article on here about something absurd or nuts that are going on down the world. Well, I'll take it all. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.